Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden. And before we dive in, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this on your Facebook page. Okay, so we are in the front garden and this direction is north. So this side curve gets a little bit of west sun. And then due to the Crape Myrtle, that FedEx guy was really revving his engine. Due to the Crape Myrtle and these limelight hydrangeas back here, we do get afternoon shade in this area too. Now, already on this front curve, we've already done some work. We planted in some Rose Queen Cleome, which is really doing so much better since we got it out of the containers. Planted it a little earlier than I really wanted to, but it was doing so poorly in its containers. I just felt like I needed to get it in the ground, and sure enough, now that it's in the ground, it's doing great. We also have some deep purple petunias. I think they're Shockwave deep purple petunias that are doing okay. I have one that's not doing as great, but the other ones are putting on a lot of growth and starting to put on fresh blooms, which are looking really, really good. Now, I want to continue with the garden, the cottage garden style. These Cleome will add a lot of the cottage garden feel to this location, but I've also grown some Asters from seed, and they are excellent for cut flowers and excellent for a cottage garden feel. So let me bring you in closer. Okay. So we mulched all this area really good. All the petunias, they're doing really good. The Cleome are doing spectacular, really happy with them. Very pleased, but I definitely still want like a really full cottage garden border. So I've got these Asters that I grew from seed, two different varieties, peony apricot aster, and it looks like I started them on February 2nd. And the other one is, hold on, a lot of these fell down. Peony white aster, also started on February 2nd. So looking really nice. They make for excellent cut flowers. So what I think I want to do is I really want to weave them into this area. Not necessarily towards the front, a little bit further woven among the Cleome at the back. So we're going to start with that. Then I think we're going to go ahead and do a little pruning on the Crape Myrtle as it is starting to come out of its dormancy. And then I think we're going to slide over here and we're going to go ahead and fill in that beautiful blue and white container with things that I grew from seed. Super excited about that. And we'll also make sure to run drip to that container as well. But let's go ahead and get started. Now, one of the best things that you can do when laying out when starting to plant plants is to space them out and lay them out in the space. Just kind of gives you a better idea ahead of time how everything fits in here. And I am definitely going for a cottage garden border, which means nice and full and lush, almost a little wild. And so filling these in pretty heavily will look really good and really contribute to that overall look with the cottage garden feel. All right, got a piece of cardboard to sit in because we've had so much rain lately. That I don't want to get my shorts super wet. So I'm doing a lot of gardening today. We have today off, which is lovely, and it doesn't happen very often, so I'm trying to get a lot done in the garden. So I'm going to start planting these, and we are going to basically come in here and use a fork to lift the soil. And we're going to use a little biotone in each of the holes. And as I'm getting these planted, I'm going to talk to you about the different varieties of asters that we're planting.
Peony white asters produce large, fully double blooms resembling peonies with layers of crisp white petals. They grow 24 to 30 inches tall and thrive in full sun to partial shade with well-draining soil. These asters are excellent for cut flowers, attracting pollinators, and adding elegance to garden beds. Regular deadheading encourages continuous blooms from late summer to fall. Peony apricot asters feature lush, peony-like blooms in warm shades of apricot, peach, and soft orange. They reach 24 to 30 inches tall and prefer full sun to partial shade with moist, well-draining soil. Ideal for bouquets and pollinator-friendly gardens, they provide long-lasting color through late summer and fall. Consistent watering and deadheading help maintain healthy, abundant blooms.
All right, so pretty much looks the same as it did before I started. But I promise you, those asters, as they start to grow up in the space, I think the combination of the cleome and the asters will be absolutely beautiful. Glad to have that done and grew from seed. Like everything on this front border, I grew from seed. So, moving on over here, I've got a couple of different things going on. I've got an Adoration Barberry that's not looking so hot. I think I'm going to give it a trim back. Then we've got this blue and white container, and I do have drip run to it. So we need to refresh the soil, and then let's plant it up with some things that I grew myself. And I really need this to be more of a focal point. I think we need something with some height right here. And also before I plant that, I think I'm going to top my Crape Myrtle. Don't freak out, it's going to be okay. Okay, this is my Crape Myrtle, builder's grade Crape Myrtle. And I've cut it all the way down to the base. I've done a lot of different things with it over the years. I don't love it, but I'm also too lazy to pull it up. So here we are. So what I think I'm going to do is, I've already done some lower trimming, so I need to come back and I need to top it a little bit. And I know that a lot of y'all will freak out because you'll say it's Crape Myrtle. I'm not cutting it down to here. I'm going to top some of these scraggly branches in order to get it to bush out a little bit. So I'm basically coming up to wherever I have branches already branching out. So right over here. So we're just going to come up right above it. We're not going super harsh on it, but just enough for it to grow fuller at the base. Hey, how are y'all? Good. Just enough for it to grow fuller at the base instead of getting scraggly at the top. This will also encourage more blooms, which I didn't have as many blooms as I would have liked on this last year. And I haven't actually topped it like this in a lot of years. I wouldn't suggest this every year. All right, y'all, and this is just gonna help it be fuller. Like I said, I don't top it every year. Just every once in a while when it feels like it's a little scraggly. So that feels good. Swear you can't kill these things. I've cut this all the way to the ground and it came back within 1 year. It was 6 feet tall again. So, good times. Let's look at the Barberry. Okay, right in here I have an Adoration Barberry, and it is starting to come back to life back here. But I am going to give it a little bit of a trim back. It has some gnarly thorns, so please be careful if you choose to have barberries. I personally find them worth it for the color that they create in the garden, but I know that's not for everybody. So I'm just giving it a general cleanup. I do think that this plant is not in the best place. It doesn't get enough sun. I think it is going to be getting moved either to the side garden or to the back garden sometime this year. All right, let's talk about this container back here. We've got some existing soil in it. And huge goal this year is for me to utilize the soil I have and just revitalize it. So just loosening up this some. And then I'm going to come in with compost. And we're just using the fork to mix in. Just like that. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and hit this with some Biotone. Just like that. Okay, and continuing on with trying to use what I already have, I've got this guy, this trellis right here, that I picked up from an estate sale. And I think that it would work really nicely in here. Now, I've already used some rocks to level this and lift it up so that the water can drain out easily here. So we are in good shape. But let's talk about what we're going to fill this in with. Okay, I bought some dahlias from some dahlia tubers from Costco, and they are growing on beautifully, as you can see. Garden Wonder. Started these up on $2.19. Beautiful. So we're just going to go ahead, tuck this dahlia in here. Now, this space does get part shade. I find that my dahlias do better if they have a little bit of shade. We'll see how this goes. It might not do great. We'll see, but I'm not stressed about it. I mean, I bought just a very inexpensive tuber, so I think it'll be fine. All right, next I'm going to fill in pretty heavily with some super cascade or double cascade petunias. And I want to fill in behind the container and to the side of the container. The very front, we're going to plant some bacopa. And it's too close. I can't get like a petunia in the middle of the trellis. And this dahlia variety is a shorter variety, so I think that's going to work out well. Just like that. And then finally, I'm going to add some bacopa that I grew from seed. I think we'll add 2 plants in here, slightly at an angle towards the front so that it will drape over the front edge. And I feel like I'm really compacting the ground back here with my weight. I'm going to go ahead and spread some mulch. Just help out with that. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Thank you. Okay, now back here, I already have an existing drip line, and it just had one emitter on the end of it. Because originally I had a much smaller container back here that had a hibiscus. And I only had one plant. So we have more than one plant here, so we got to change this out. So we're going to cut off that single emitter. And I'm going to install a T coupler. And then I'm also going to install brown emitter line with emitters every 6 inches, looks like, on one end of the coupler. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the amount of emitters I need. And then I'm going to run my emitters through here. And then hook back up on the other side of the T to complete my circle of emitters. All right, got it in there just like that. That'll work good. Okay, I think that container looks really nice. Add some height in that space, a pop of color because it's pretty dark back there. I do need to add in some additional color here, but I'm tired. So we'll do that later. I need to add some color here. I've got another container here, and then this container needs to be done. And at that point, we would be done all the way across the front, which would be pretty awesome. I am looking to fill in some more Persian shield back here like I did last year, because it was lovely. So I saw some of that coming in, so I didn't pick it up right away, but I'll probably pick that up soon. Container looks good. Set up with drip. Really love the pop of blue and white in the garden. All right, you all. I hope y'all enjoyed the work on today's garden. We've got a new planter set up with drip. Everything grown from seed or tuber myself. We added peony asters to the front curve to continue to work towards that cottage garden feel that I'm really excited about. And we cleaned up my Crape Myrtle, topped it a little bit, and cleaned up the Adoration Barberry. So feeling really good about that. I'm just planting, lots of planting. That's what my videos are going to be, lots of planting. Because all these beautiful plants that have grown from seed, they need to get in soil. They need to get in the ground. They need to get in containers. So really enjoying that. Really enjoying all the hard work from this, all the cold weather during the winter, all the hard work during the cold winter growing these from seed. And now I'm getting to see them grow in my actual garden, which is just incredibly exciting. All right, you all, as always, make sure you like and comment on the video. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my video so much. And if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, just drop me an emoji below, letting me know that you made it to the end of the video and you say hi. And be sure to jump over to my Patreon account that I've set up. The link is in the video description below. It's all things gardening, and everybody, all things She's a Mad Gardener as well. It's a group of great people. There is a free tier to participate, and there are paid tiers. The higher you are up in the paid tiers, the more access you get, including exclusive videos, posts, chats, sharing photos, and things along those lines. So super fun. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.